What do we make of a sex appraisal? Would you do one, a review?
Come on, would you give Robbie one?
First of all, Rob has had so many affairs with so many women in the 90s that if he doesn't know what he's doing by now, he shouldn't be doing it. He's wrong.
He's had a lot of practice.
He's had a lot of practice. I think if it comes to a review session, I think we've taken a wrong turn in a relationship. I mean, I can't think of a worse idea than sitting down with Rob at the end of an evening or the end of a tryst and taking out my pen and my paper and handing in my notes. I just don't think it's sexy or great, and I think it's a really sad idea.
What would be more worrying if he gave you a sex review?
I mean, I'd fly with pants and colours. 10 out of 10, obviously.
I think I've been doing it with Mark now for probably well over 30 years. Yeah. And if he don't know what I like now, he never will know. you just get used to it. But the funniest thing in my house is, right, we've got this little thing, so the kids are absolutely traumatised that we ever have sex. You know what you like with your mum and dad having sex?
Never want to think
So
of it.
whenever I hear one of their doors opening and they're coming into my bedroom, I do this thing, and they come in and they know it's a bit of a joke. But anyway, one night, Louis, I could hear Louis coming out of the room, so I started doing this noise, and also Mark woke up, what's the matter, you're having a heart attack?
I have some facts and figures that I must say, girls, surprised me enormously. I'm going to read you what they say. They said apparently enjoying sex in later life is considered something of a taboo these days. They think that 70 plus, you should be in your rocking chair, knitting and all that kind of thing. Ridiculous. But here's another thing. According to a new survey, 54% of men over 70 doing it, and 31% of women are still very sexually active. Now, what amuses me... Now, you young girls, you see, think that you're the only ones who do it, aren't you? And you think that older people never do it. Now, I'm not going to give you the details, but... the thing is, you know, as you were saying, I thought that my mum had 3 children by immaculate conception. I couldn't believe that they actually did it. But anyway, I was quite interested to read this report, and I think that because 80 is the new 60, I think people are more energetic, they are up for it, as you would say, and so I think times have changed. I do.
I have to say, and she's backstage, so she's probably going to be in the fetal position.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Mom. But my mom is actually writing a book about sex after 60.
Good for her.
She's actually taking a train to Brussels to find her man with the muscles today.
Yeah, she is. This is all in the name of research.
This is all in, of course, field research.
Yeah. And
but
why
she's
Brussels
doing so
in
much
particular?
field research, I don't know if she's going to get round to finishing the book.
Why Brussels?
She's been doing the online dating. She does have, you know, different lovers.
And she's 66, isn't she?
She's 66.
She looks amazing.
Oh, she's
rocking.
But when she first started online dating, I remember I had just had Teddy, and she was staying with us in London, and she was meeting a man, a gentleman caller, at 5 p.m. for drinks, and it was 10 p.m. and she still wasn't home yet, so I got very worried, and I kept calling on her cell phone, and it kept going to voicemail, and I was getting really panicked, and she came in stumbling drunk, and I went, "Where have you been?" And she was like, "What?" And I was like, "You had me worried sick. If you are going to live in this house, you got to follow." Seriously.
Worried though about her seeing all these men and
well, I think
even
also
if it is for research.
She's kind of naive too. I think there is this generational thing where she's kind of naive because she thinks she can't get pregnant, that she doesn't necessarily have to be safe.
She can get lots of other things.
So I feel like I have to do a birds and the bees conversation with her.
This is like Safi on Absolutely Fabulous, isn't it? Where the mother's the kind of wild one. I had a friend like that at school, and we all thought her mother was so cool, and she hated it.
Oh my God, it's so embarrassing. Yeah. She read me the first 2 chapters. I wanted to cry.
The thing is, back to this, whatever age you are, OK, so we were talking about over 70s or whether you're starting out with a partner, I think it's good that you talk to each other about what you like and what you don't like, because otherwise, how are you supposed to know? And I think sometimes women, we can kind of treat men as if they should have this kind of amazing power to know what you want in the bedroom. And how can they, unless you tell them? So I think this... I don't actually like the idea of an appraisal. It's like, Eamon, come in, sit down. So, in the last 3 months...
No, but there's actually a bit of a serious note to this research.
Talk about it.
Because now Eamon, as you're talking about, Eamon has had both hips done, so he's out of action.
Not a lot of action in our house.
actually, there is a serious bit to it as you get older. And, with Stephen and myself, we were really good friends for about a year before we actually got it together. But I'm really glad of that because we knew we liked each other and we could talk to each other really well and we got on very well. Because as you get older, inevitably there will be medical things that will happen. And so your relationship has to have something else more than sex, hasn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you have to have that friendship and liking for each other.
Like the
Well, all I
person.
can say is if you're doing it tonight, just tell them what you like, both sexes. That's what I say. For more Loose Women action, click here. And I'd subscribe if I were you. It's totally free and it means you'll be kept up to date with new videos and exclusive YouTube content. Colleen,
And you know,
it's early
thank
days.
you. And you know, next time when you come back to get an update, can you not dress me as Mrs. Blobby?